Hello everyone, welcome to Chinese Grammar Simplified. In the last video, through my friend David's transformation story, we discussed the basics of the question word plus do pattern in Chinese. As shown in that video, the Chinese question words can be used in this pattern as placeholders for any or every noun of a certain group. 谁 is used as anybody or everybody, 什么 as anything or everything, 什么时候 as any time, 哪儿 as anywhere or everywhere. Today, joined by my friend David, we will continue to explore the usage of this pattern. In the next 5 minutes, let's learn about how the Chinese question words of how and which, 怎么 and 哪, are used in the question word plus do pattern. Let's start. In Chinese questions, the question word 怎么 usually means how or how come. When used in questions, we usually see it being placed before the verb phrase and either before or after the subject. If you hear David ask, 你怎么练习中文? 你怎么买了这本书? The English translation is, How do you practice Chinese? How come you bought this book? Now, in the question word plus do or ye pattern, 怎么 is no longer used to ask questions. Instead, it is used as a placeholder to express every way or any way. But in terms of sentence structure, we'll still place it before the verb phrase just like we do in questions. For example, if I say, 以前 David 怎么都不高兴, that means before David wasn't happy in any way. If I say, 现在 David 怎么都高兴, that means now David is happy in every way. When it comes to using the question word for which, 哪, however, there are two twists we need to be aware of. First, different from English, when we want to ask which noun in Chinese, we always need to add a measure word in between them. For example, if David asks, which book, which dish, which kind of tea, which restaurant? In Chinese, that would be 哪本书, 哪个菜, 哪种茶, 哪家饭店. As explained in the measure word video, Chinese measure words provide a conceptual and qualitative understanding of nouns, so it is important to learn to use the appropriate measure word for different nouns. The 哪 plus measure word construction also needs to be used in the question word plus do pattern. So we will see the pattern as 哪 plus measure word plus noun, do or ye plus verb phrase. Here, the phrase 哪 plus measure word plus noun means any or every noun. You probably noticed that the meaning of 哪 plus measure word plus noun here is very similar to how we use 什么 in the question word plus do pattern. Another way to look at it is that in this construction, 哪 can totally be replaced with the Chinese word for every, 每. Let's look at some examples. If I say, 以前 David 觉得哪本中文书都没有意思. 现在 David 觉得哪本中文书都很有意思. They mean in English, before David thought any Chinese book was not interesting, or more accurately, no Chinese book was interesting. Now David thinks every Chinese book is interesting. Now, let's talk about the second twist of using 哪 in this pattern. As discussed in the Not Even One video, when a sentence runs long, we can move the noun to be emphasized to the front of the sentence along with its description, while the measure word used stays in front of the verb phrase. The same maneuver can be applied here as well. So it's common to see that a 哪 plus do sentence being rephrased as description plus noun, 哪 measure word, do or ye verb phrase. Following this pattern, we can rephrase the sentence we saw earlier as 以前 David 觉得中文书哪本都没有意思. 现在 David 觉得中文书哪本都很有意思. Even though the meanings remain exactly the same, the phrasing might throw you off if you're not familiar with it. Now, if you've got a handle on the above sentences, let's see a few more examples. Can you figure out what David means when he says, 中国菜我哪个都爱吃，中国茶我哪种都爱喝，那儿的中国饭店我哪家都没去过。The meanings are, I love to eat every Chinese dish. I love to drink every kind of Chinese tea. I haven't been to any of the Chinese restaurants over there. As always, to help you practice, please take a look at the following English sentences and think about how you would say them in Chinese. You can find the answers on my website. If you have any questions about any Chinese grammar point that confuses you, please leave a comment below. For customized Chinese lessons, please reach me at TwinCitiesChineseTutor.us. Thank you for watching.